Welcome to another edition of Coffee with CEOs. Today I have former CEO Kevin Hicks with me. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now you're a healthcare consultant with Cabe Consulting and 14 years as CEO over at HCA. A very distinguished person in the community, and you've set up a lot of different programs in the hospital systems. But today we're going to ask you some questions that some people have written in and asked us about. Some people have said, hey, let's ask the CEO questions that he would not get on a daily basis.
Gotcha.
So here we go.
Let's go.
All right. Question number one comes from Kimberly in Tennessee. You're a new addition to the Crayon Box. What color would you be and why?
Blue.
Blue. Why blue?
Well, because it's my favorite color.
All right.
I've been told I look good in blue.
Oh, look, there we go. So what's the funniest thing that has happened to you recently?
I oversee this small hospital in startup hospital in Derby, Kansas, and it's a good group. We have a management group there. We do a lot. We have a lot of fun together, and we have a CFO there that has just been a breath of fresh air for us, and we're constantly making fun of her of how we wish we had the previous CEO. And so just this morning we had a good laugh about all that. I think she's tired of the jokes though. So I don't know. I'm sure there's something funnier, but it was a good laugh today. We got a great team there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Tracy says, estimate how many windows are there in New York City?
128,000. I actually know that to be true.
Really?
There are 128,000.
Sounds like a budget question. Perfect. All right, tough one here. If you were to get rid of one state in the U.S., which would it be and why?
California.
Okay, and why is that?
Well, because I think it's going to fall in the ocean anyway, so we ought to try to get ahead of it. That's about it.
I did not say anything about that. My two sisters in California, please evacuate now.
Oh, that's right. You do. I do know that.
All right. Ever wanted to just punch an employee?
Wow.
That's a big smile. I mean, that was a...
No, I would say...
well, just say you wanted to walk
I
in
probably would want to punch a couple doctors. But I can't really think of an employee. It's been a long career and lots of employees. There's probably one, but I can readily think of a couple of physicians, but no employees right away.
Has anyone ever parked in your parking space at work?
Never had a parking space.
Really?
Yeah. I was never, ever in my entire career the employee of the month.
Really?
I must have given away 500 employee of the month awards. And about half that time, I would always make that comment, thinking someday they would make me the employee of the month, and they never did. So, because employees of the month, you usually get a parking space for a month, right? That's why I've never had a parking space. I was never employee of the month.
One piece of advice for someone that wants a career in healthcare in terms of a CEO position.
I think you need to have a passion for healthcare because there's a lot of easier jobs than that. So you need to have a purpose, not just a job. And there's lots of other things, but I'd say that. If you got a passion for, it's not hard. There's no rocket science to hospital management. Okay, I'm living proof. You do not have to be the sharpest tool in the shed, but you have to have a passion for it and you have to care. So that's what I would say would be the first criteria.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's another episode of Coffees and CEOs. Quick questions from people outside. So tune in next week with the next CEO. Thanks again.
Thanks, John.
Thanks again for being here.
Yeah.